Hey Murray, how you doing?
Good night, guys. Sorry we haven't been around lately. I've been so busy with stupid stuff around the house, so it's my fault. Sorry. Hi, Loopy. How are you?
I'm good. Yes, I figured I'd show a picture of myself in my green
Oh, I know.
shirt.
I'm not good to my green. I'm so sorry. So,
That's all right, because nobody in the rest of the world knows about Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day anyway.
I
Yeah,
know. How sad is that?
yeah.
Actually, can I just tell you? I was on Facebook one day, and one of my friends, their kid, celebrated Cerebral Palsy Month at their school, and I was so shocked to hear that.
Well, that's good. We need
I
little
know.
wins like that to keep happening. Yeah,
So I was very honored to hear that.
right. No, but we need more of those grassroots things to keep happening for more of the public to learn about it. But
Exactly.
but I'm still shocked that you don't see more on the national media and the local media front.
And I'm shocked too, but I also think it has to do with. I mean, I've been told like to give representation about certain things that has a lot to do with lobbyists in Congress, in the state Congress, in the national Congress, and I just don't think we have enough lobbyists with cerebral palsy lobbying up on the Capitol for us. But I could be wrong in
Uh,
saying that.
I mean, yeah, it's just it's going to be interesting to see what kind of coverage we get this week because like I there was national coverage recently for Down Syndrome Day and people wearing the Mitch Matt socks and everything.
Yeah,
I saw stories about that on my local news and national news and all over Facebook and Instagram, and it's just gonna be interesting to see what kind of coverage we're gonna get this week, if any, for cerebral palsy awareness. You know.
yes. I've been actually I've also been busy here. I wanted to set up a very good. I know I've had a lot of websites in the past, but I wanted to. I took down a lot of my websites, and I wanted to create just um, a website that resonated with me more and with what I like to do. So I just made a website. It's called justmariewosip.com. It's on WordPress, and it's everything about cerebral palsy and other stuff that I do. Cause for me, I don't know. You said you wrote a book, right?
Uh,
Uh,
Well,
or in
what
the
was that?
mid. You said you're in the middle of writing a book or wrote a
Oh,
book.
we actually completed it. We're trying to get it published now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, for me, for some reason, it's hard for me to write in my own person, like right from the point of Marie Wow CP or whatever.
Right.
So I created the character Josephine, and she's me at different points in life, and different struggles I've had in life. I don't know if I really want to write a biography or anything. I wanted to more write a young adult book
Yeah.
about cerebral palsy and put similar situations that I was in. So I don't know. I'm just figuring that out now. So I have a website called Rolling with Creative Lyrics on the Roll. And it's all like the character Josephine and her adventures with cerebral palsy.
I see.
But,
Oh, and can you give us an example of one of the stories that you,
oh
like?
yeah, I can. Let me get it, bring it up on my phone. So it's the website is called Creative Lyrics on the Roll, and it's on media. My last one is when I was a kid. I loved the ballet, and I wanted to be a kid that does ballet, but because of my cerebral palsy, obviously, I couldn't. Back in those days, there weren't adaptive classes like there are now. So I could read you one if you want me to read you one.
All right, sure, but I want to make a comment before you do, and it makes sense that you are into ballet because you are the biggest nutcracker I've ever met. All right.
No, what? I resent that question. Well, no, I understand it, but I'm sure I'm not the biggest nutcracker you ever met.
Well, this is true. Yeah. All right.
I know I'm a nutcase, but I'm not the
All right.
biggest.
All right.
Okay. The flaws of Josephine's body wasn't what she saw in her reflection. Every Wednesday when school would let out at 2 in the afternoon, a group of students would be bused to the Grace Kelly School of Dance. Josephine felt extra different on those days. As much as she wanted to be on the bus with other students, she knew she couldn't. At, at the age of 5, Josephine would dress up in her pink dance outfit and go around the house, hoping she would have a chance to dance one day. Josephine knew her body wasn't made for dancing, but that didn't mean she couldn't dream. Josephine had a teacher in school, Mrs. Collins, who was a trained dancer at night. She would teach the high school kids. Once a month, Mrs. Collins would take Josephine to the class she would teach. Josephine loved this because she looked up to Miss Collins. She thought she was the perfect dancer and had dancer like a rocket. When Mrs. Collins, whenever Mrs. Collins would bring Josephine to dance class, the students would treat Josephine like the star of the show. They would dress her up in dance outfits and makeup. Then they would help her dance around the studio. Josephine felt like a princess. The girls made a special dance the girls made a special dance just for the students of the class to choreograph her. The students choreographed a dance to Goes on Fire by Alicia Keys. In the dance, Josephine would be dancing with her walker while the other danced around her. At 13 years old, constantly feeling different, Josephine was excited. She was all dressed in her dance costume and had a song that was all for her. The students brought Josephine to the dressing room, put on makeup, and dressed her up. They had a purple leotard with a navy blue cape and metallic slippers. The student put her curly hair up in a bun with sparkles in her hair. They knew that the dance would have showcased her and her walker. Mrs. Collins went out and bought a walker so they could dress up the walker and not have to mess up Josephine's. Everyone, including Josephine, dressed up the walker with yellow and red flames, a lot of sparkles and party streamers. After they got dressed, they went into the studio and rehearsed the dance. They placed Josephine in the middle of the floor and had her sway back and forth. Then the girls got her to twirl, which was too hard for Josephine. Sage raised her hand and said, "I have an idea. What if we took the fan over there and lined it up to the stage and have the fan blow on Josephine dresses streamers around so it would be like she was twirling to make dramatic. We can twirl around her," and everyone thought that was a great idea. The next step was to have Josephine sing while the girls were dancing. Josephine had a sweet voice but knew she wasn't the best singer. She had always loved the Alicia Keys and knew Go on Fire by heart. by heart because she thought it was her when she heard the song. Josephine had her challenges, but her personality and passion for life were always on fire. No matter what was in Josephine's way, she had the fire to overcome the challenges. Now, many people in her position had that kind of confidence or fire within her of the to fight off the challenges that life threw at her. As the afternoon went on, you could see the smile and the excitement on Josephine's face. It was clear she belonged there. Mrs. Collins had an idea of using this for the yearly dance recital. Everyone cheered and thought it was a great idea. Josephine was so excited she would be like the other girls in a dance recital. What would happen? What will happen next? And
Well,
so,
it's great. That's a great story, a great positive story, and we need more things out there in the world. So it's amazing that you decided to write stuff like that,
yeah.
and I hope it gets published so a lot of people can see it. That would be great. Yes.
So I just, you know why? Because I wrote that because I had a teacher in elementary school that was a dance teacher. And she would take me to her dance classes at night once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
There you go. You turned a positive experience and shared it with the world. That's a great thing.
so
And
that's the kind of book I want to write. But
well, yeah, that's great. Yeah.
yeah.
And like I said, and I just hope that more mainstream media gets more positive stories out there of people with disabilities and especially cerebral palsy because it's special to us. But just so people can learn more about people with because cerebral palsy is so unique. One, because it's not a disease; it's a birth injury, right? Two,
Yes.
two, because not one person has cerebral palsy exactly the same way. Like you're technically yes, we have the same thing, but your journey and your life with cerebral palsy is different than mine. You know.
And you could be in the same category. Like Mike and I were the same category of cerebral palsy, but it appears different on both of us. Where Mike is in the wheelchair,
Right.
I'm in the walker, but yeah, we both have the same. We're both under the same title of cerebral palsy, and if people don't know about cerebral palsy, there's 5 different types of cerebral palsy, and each it's not that we get worse or we get better, it's just 5 different types of cerebral palsy.
Right. Like I went to a town meeting that United Cerebral Palsy Foundation did this week, and I was listening to a doctor speak on there, and but like you said, that they were talking about adults with cerebral palsy, and they said yes, technically, like the brain injury that caused the cerebral palsy in most cases that never gets worse. Technically, that's correct. But what they're finding as like our generation was the generation where they did a lot of research when we were kids. So that's
Yeah.
why they know a lot of things now about kids with cerebral palsy because they did a lot of research in our generation, right?
Yes.
And now that we're getting older, they're starting to do more and more research on adults with cerebral palsy, and unfortunately, they don't know a lot right now because they're doing a lot of the tests right now, and
And and
and
I work I there's a program at uh the University of Alabama
yeah,
at Birmingham that I'm involved in. And they do a lot of studies on adults with cerebral palsy and adults with other brain issues.
yeah. Well, they need more research studies like that, and they need more people to participate in the studies. You know,
Yes.
so they keep getting funded. You know, and one interesting thing that this doctor brought up, um, well, two interesting things to me was a lot of people are reporting what happened to me over the last couple of years. People their tightness and tone are getting severely worse as they get older, and
Yes.
yeah,
Mine is too.
yeah.
Um, I just found an exercise a couple weeks ago that helps me out a lot, and it's Tai Chi.
Oh, yeah, that's what that was one of the things they brought up, and I was gonna bring that up. They said that they found out a lot of martial arts, all the different martial arts are good for anyone with disability, but especially cerebral palsy to participate in some kind of martial
I
art.
actually, I actually, you know what? I'll get you hooked up with a friend of mine. He's a little bit younger than us. He has cerebral palsy, and he is a martial arts teacher.
Oh,
And
nice.
he does a lot of stuff online with martial arts. And I think you would absolutely like him. He's a really nice guy.
Yes.
So
Well, you
I met him through a lot of CP groups, so I'm sure you've seen him around like Facebook groups and Twitter and stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, growing up in the '80s, I
Yep.
did go to the Mr. Miyagi School of Karate. You know, wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm taking Tai Chi and yoga over at the Y.
Yes.
So
That's awesome. Because that was one of the points that the doctor brought up. The more active you can be, it might not stop like you from getting in my situation, but it might slow it down. You know.
yeah, because I'm hoping that I could stay out of a wheelchair for another 5 years, but
Right.
who knows, who
You know.
knows, you never
Yeah.
know.
But like me, like I don't have the grand gesture and dream of walking anymore. Right now, to me, I would just like to be more pain free. so
Yes.
I can enjoy like another good 5 or 10 years maybe, and not be in so much pain all the time.
I also found online the other day, and it's more of an everyday thing, and it's the diet we eat and the special and the foods that are more helpful for us to eat. And it's nothing unique. It said more like leafy greens, more vegetables and stuff.
Yeah.
And they want to do that. It's just that with my CP, my throat is affected
Yeah.
more. So,
Right. You have trouble eating stuff like that, but like you could probably make smoothies using those things,
and
right?
I do it just, and I do, and most of the stuff is great, but also my gag reflexes. If my gag reflexes can get past the smell of it, then I'm
Right.
doing great. But it's also the gag reflexes think you
What
get past the smell of it, and
well
I
we
choke.
we got to find something to put it in there so it smells a little bit better for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of protein shakes, and then
Yeah.
there has there's a powder made specially for women called Bloom. I think it's just for women. I've never seen any men take it, but who knows? It just all it's a green tea. It's all vegetables in the powder, so you could put in any sort of drink or any sort of mixture you want.
Okay.
So, and I've
Yeah.
been doing that for a couple months, so I'm getting my vegetables. It's just not in the vegetable form. It's more like powder form, and
Okay.
they stick
Well,
it in my coffee.
as long as it gets in your body, like that's all that counts. Like
Yeah,
even if you just take a a vitamin,
yeah,
uh, you know.
yeah.
And the other Marie, I don't know if you ever the other interesting fact that they're finding not out of some of these research uh things, and this isn't 100% for everybody. Like I said, nobody for cerebral palsy has a thing, and they're still doing more research and everything. But one interesting thing that's been coming up is they've been noticing a lot of people, as like in our situation, as they get older, they're coming down with dementia, um like in their early 50s or 60s
Yeah,
age rate.
I could see that where a person that's well maybe I don't want to say in your case because you're very active like with your
Right.
mind and stuff, but like a person more in a wheelchair that doesn't get as much. I'm not gonna say physical workout, but
Right.
more of a mental workout. Like you, you keep your mind active by reading and by doing stuff like that. But
Yes.
it's all about, you know, physical exercise is a big part of life for anyone, disabled or not.
Right.
But
And
also mental exercise is a big part of it too. I mean, if you if you have to sit in a chair or bed 24/7 because of your disability, make sure you're mentally active. Make sure you're not just sitting there watching Jerry Springer or
yes.
watching cartoons, whatever the case may be.
But
Make sure
if
you're reading and stuff like that.
yes, but if you're gonna binge watch something, make sure you binge watch Spazzing with CP.
Yes,
Right.
yes. When we do make more content,
Yes.
and that's partly my fault because I wait too long to upload episode, but I'll upload this episode now.
I didn't say it. You did. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
and so.
All right. Let's wrap up this episode on this question, Marie. Uh,
Okay.
um, what are two of the biggest ways that cerebral palsy affect you on a daily basis in the last few years?
The that's hard to say because, like, in the last 10 years, in the last 15 years, let's say, I've broken my whole right leg multiple times.
Yeah.
So I think the damage of breaking my leg multiple times has held me back. Where, like, I understand CP deteriorates during time,
Right.
but I think mine was deteriorating more because of the broken leg several times. So I'm gonna say, you know, my physical, I can't bend over to put my shoes and socks on,
Right.
and if I do, it's like a daily yoga routine.
Okay.
And my chewing and swallowing has gotten worse. I choke on everything. I
Yeah.
mean, I could be drinking a cup of water and they choke on it.
Yeah.
So I think those are the two main concerns I have.
And it's interesting that you brought up the brittle bones or breaking bones, because that was another thing that doctor found in a lot of the research they're doing lately, that a lot of people have broken bones because of the extra stress when we do walk, like we do it differently than quote
Yep.
unquote the normal person. So they're finding we put extra stress on different parts of our body. So that's why we break certain bones.
Yep. And now and I'm not now my biggest fear is I'm getting to that age where just because I do have CP doesn't mean that just a lot of people with CP forget just because they do have CP doesn't mean that they're not gonna get other health issues. I wish that was the case, but that's not the case.
Right, because we're gonna age just like everybody else. So you're gonna deal with the high blood pressures and so on and so on that everybody or most American in the world deals with as they get older.
And I'm at the age where how can I explain it without even like
the women issues.
Yeah, I'm at the age where the women issue are starting to settle in, so I'm getting more nervous about that because I'm like, I just remember when they got the woman issue in the first place.
Right.
It took my body like a year or so to get used to it.
Yeah.
So what do I expect now? And I was reading something yesterday about it, and I'm like thinking, well, what do I expect? Of the stuff I was reading, I already have because of the cerebral palsy.
Right.
So what do I expect from that point of me to be normal from the CP and normal from being a woman at that stage of life?
Right. Yeah. I like. Yeah. No. That's a great point. Like, okay, is it going to be the same that I'm always dealing with, or is my tiredness going to be jacked up even more?
Yeah.
Or.
Or is my sweating gonna be more because like with me I prefer not to wear a jacket when I walk because I know my body's gonna sweat because of how hard the CP has to work. But now am I sweating because of the CP or am I sweating because of at that time of being a woman?
Right.
So
Yeah, and those are great things, and like you're unfortunately there's not a lot of research out there for people with in our situation, but they are starting to do surveys. So you can search places like Cerebral Palsy Foundation or United Cerebral Palsy or do some research on your own,
yeah, yeah.
and you could find some of this stuff out on some of the results of some of these studies that they have done.
And that's the thing, we have to, as people with CP, do most of the research by yourself because the doctors don't know.
Well,
Especially when you're
right,
going to a woman doctor for your yearly checkup and you ask them a question and they give you the point of a woman, but they don't give you the point of a person with a disability.
right. No, and that's a great point. And that was another factor that they brought up in this last town meeting, that there are doctors out there that have dealt with people with cerebral palsy and disability, but there's not a ton of them. So
No.
you know
And
uh
it's not like they're going to it's not like they're going to med school and they're not even like talking about this in med school. They're not
right,
saying, oh, well, here's the situation if you're dealing with someone with a physical disability.
right. Yeah, and like I would say the biggest ways that it's affected me in the last 5 to 10 years is like I said, my tone and my tightness has gotten completely worse. Like when you first met me,
Yeah,
I was using my walker a lot. I was using my stander a lot.
yep.
You know,
You were getting out there having fun.
right?
I would call you and you'd be like, well, I'm out, I'm doing
Yep.
something. And I'm like, damn, and he has a life.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you go to this point and it's like hard to realize that. And
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, sometimes I feel like, I want to live a nice life till I'm like in my mid 70s, mid 80s, whatever the case may be. But then it's like, oh my god, my body already feels that way.
Yeah. Like the last couple of years, I feel like I'm 80 years old already. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you
And
know,
and 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 two, I think that and a lot, a lot of people like a lot of people. I don't think they realize how much this affects, especially as you get older. But your whole life with cerebral fatigue. My fatigue
oh,
has
forget
gotten
it.
so much worse. You know,
I'm in bed by 8 o'clock.
right,
My boyfriend's up till like 11 or 12 doing things, and I'm like, by the time he gets to bed, I'm snoring.
right.
So,
Like, what happens to me is I take little cat naps, like, or I just doze off. You know,
yeah.
and then I'll rest. My brain will rest up for a little bit, and then I'm good for an hour or two, and then I'll doze off again. You know.
And I need to do more of that, but then I'm like, and like Friday, I did do one again to bed. I felt so tired from the week. And
Well,
I was like, I have to push myself that extra 10% because I know I have a PCA today. You
right.
know,
Yeah,
so
and you got to get things done while they're here. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
but yeah, and again, that's just how our cerebral palsy has affected us in recent years, and yeah, eh, there's good and bad to having a disability. It makes you stronger.
yeah,
It makes you more resilient.
yeah.
It
CP
make
CP ain't for the weak. Ain't for the weak.
No, you have to be mentally strong because it is a constant grind. It's a daily grind.
And the thing is, like I say to people who meet me or whatever, I said this the other day to some people, and I'm like, CP's like, I'm a, I'm normal like everyone else. I'm just wrapped in a different package. Like, if
Right,
you were a 5-year-old kid going for a present under the Christmas tree and Aunt Gladys wrapped the present like it was wrapped in the mall, and Uncle Joe wrapped the present in comic strips. What present are you gonna open first? You're gonna open the Gladys's. Probably something awesome because it's wrapped on nice and neat, but you open it and it's an outfit and you barely don't like the outfit to begin with, but you take Uncle Joe's present that's wrapped in the Sunday comic strips and you open it and oh my god, it's a Cabbage Patch Kid, and you wanted the Cabbage Patch Kid, but you didn't want the clothes. That's how I describe it.
Right. Yeah, no, and that's a good way to describe it. You know, and yeah, it's just keep being positive, but keep being realistic too.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you could be positive, but there's also only so much you could be negative.
Right.
You gotta come to a halfway mark, I guess.
Yes. And you got to have a good support system, whether it's somebody
yes,
whether it's somebody professionally that you talk to on a regular basis, or a good group of friends, or both.
yeah,
You got to have somebody you can talk to about these things, or learn about these things. And
and you have to have like a trusted friend that has the same disability, that is like with you and me, like if I have a question about the cerebral palsy, I
right,
will come to you. If it's not a woman question about
right.
cerebral palsy, if it's a woman question about cerebral palsy, there's a great group of women on Facebook that I go to.
Well, yeah, that's like I said. You got to have more than one resource that
Yeah.
you know. Yeah,
Um,
but
so,
yeah, Marie, I know I'll see you tomorrow. In
yes.
our local United Cerebral Palsy is doing a support chat, and
Oh,
I'll see you there tomorrow. And
great.
I hope everybody wears some green.
Yes,
Um,
I'll be wearing my green tomorrow. Maybe I have this awesome CP shirt that I got this year for CP Day. So,
awesome! I can't wait to see it. And
okay.
yeah, everybody, like, even if you see this and it's after the 25th, post a picture of you wearing green and post Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day. Maybe we can get it trending. And
Okay.
little things like that might get it seen more in the public media in future years. You know.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, bye, Marie. I'll see you next time.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Yes,
Bye.
bye.